Okay, James, thank you very much. We are starting a little earlier than we expected. Apparently, Bonham doesn't have a freshman team, and so we had the JV game starting, I guess, when the freshman game was supposed to, and so we're ready to play varsity basketball here. And even though we had a 7:30 scheduled start, so we're going to start about 6:45 or so, something like that, whatever it is, even before that. So, Tony Flippin, always good to play whenever.
You bet.
You start the game, but we may have some late arriving folks here.
Yeah, basketball sometimes is harder to schedule than like football and some of the other sports because of having multiple games and not everybody has the same amount of teams. So apologies to the fans that can't, but sure not our fault. Right.
But if you're listening, if you're riding around in town and planning to come out, you might want to go ahead and make your plans, change your plans. Come on out here because we're going to start just in the next few minutes. Wildcat basketball is brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. So tonight it's the Sulphur Springs Wildcat boys versus the Bonham Purple Warriors. And Sulphur Springs comes in here with a 15-9 season record. They are 1-1 in district play. Bonham is 14-10, and they are 0-2 in district play. Tony, they drew a tough assignment in their schedule. They lost to Texarkana Pleasant Grove 74-44 and lost to North Lamar 64-50, and those two teams are tied for the top of the district at 2-0 records. So
those are the class of the district, along with, we hope, Sulphur Springs, and we have played North Lamar and lost, but we haven't played Pleasant Grove, so hopefully we should be kind of beating ourselves up a little bit there before the end of the season.
Every team in the district has a winning record overall. And but of course you get into district play and then it's another story. Yep. But I think the district is relatively strong with a lot of teams with a winning record. Do you recognize we have a Sulphur Springs player, I take it, on one of those rolling?
I see that. I don't know the guys good enough to know who that is without seeing what number might not be here.
So we'll be watching. We'll be watching for that. And we're about to have the introductions by PA announcer Brian Miller, but first we'll have our national anthem from Wildcat Jim. Wildcats basketball on KSST just about to start. Lady Cats are playing at Bonham, and that will be at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. You know, we had some discussion about that Tuesday night. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Okay, so that's the starting lineup for Bonham, and we have Bray Gorman, a 6'2", 195-pound senior, J.K. Wilson, 5'9" senior, D.J. Stewart, 6'1" senior, Russell Welch, a 5'10" senior, and Heath Brown, a senior. We don't have his height. And the expected starting lineup for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats, we look for Carter Arrington to start, a 6-foot senior. Mac Rollison will start, 6-foot senior at a point guard. Corbin Argenbright is a starter, junior. Luke Womack will start for Sulphur Springs. And I believe that is Noah Perez.
46.
Yeah. So
I wonder if that's Giesland that's not in, because he's normal starter and he's pretty tall over, so
right.
Giesland may be out tonight.
Yeah, that is what that appears to me as well, Tony.
Which is a big knock here, because he's one of our bigs along with Womack, so we'll see how that plays out.
Right. The Wildcat player, what do you call those where you roll along, you put your knee on a platform?
Yeah,
and then
I don't know. I'm glad I never have had one. I've needed some, but I fall over and break something else.
Well, my wife Tricia had one of those a few years ago, and it's a nice thing. But if you have to recover from an injury, but of course you prefer not to have it. So we're going to start this basketball game here in just a moment.
And turn down.
We hope that they will turn down.
I'm talking about.
There we go. So we're underway, and the Wildcats control the tap. Mac Rollison for Sulphur Springs gets it over to Noah Perez, who's getting the start tonight for the Wildcats. Now Rollison driving, slipped, and lost control of the basketball. It's picked up for Bonham, and the Warriors come into the front court. Ball is taken away. I believe that is Carter Arrington, who gets the steal and the bucket at the other end with a finger roll off the glass. 2-0, Wildcats take the lead.
Nice anticipation and good control to make the layup.
Bonham working in the front court, moving from right to left. They're in their, of course, dark purple uniforms as the Purple Warriors. Again, we told you they are 14-10 for the season, but 0-2 in district play. Working the ball outside, J.K. Wilson for Bonham. He will jack up a three. It's off the front iron, no good, but the offensive board taken for Paris. And a follow-up shot, no good, and the Wildcats come up with the rebound here. And I believe that was for Sulphur Springs, Corbin Argenbright, who got the rebound on a loose ball on the floor. Wildcats into the front court, leading 2-0.
Boom.
And that's Mac Rollison from outside for a three-pointer. And the Wildcats take a 5-0 lead here in the early going. Timeout, Bonham. Wildcat basketball continues after this on KSST. Wildcats lead at 5-0, 6:32 left to go first quarter. A bucket by Carter Arrington off a steal and a three-pointer by Mac Rollison. Bonham now working the ball in the front court. Wildcats look like they're in a man-to-man, Tony, to start the game.
Yep, doing that. That's a little different. Don't know if that's from scouting or what.
Here's a three-pointer for Bonham, off the mark, no good, and the rebound, that is Corbin Argenbright for Sulphur Springs. No, that is Carter Arrington.
That's Carter.
Carter Arrington to Argenbright. Argenbright with a move, spin, shoots from about the free throw line, too hard off the back iron, rebound Bonham. 5-0, Wildcats on top. Wildcat boys at home tonight versus the Bonham Purple Warriors. A drive for Bonham, and the shot is missed here by Heath Brown. And the Wildcats come up with the rebound. Mac Rollison across the midcourt line to Noah Perez in the corner on the near side. Loose ball picked up by Bonham. Back down the floor, Heath Brown with the layup for the Warriors in their first bucket of the night. 5-2. Sulphur Springs holding the lead here in the first quarter. Carter Arrington gets it across the midcourt line under heavy pressure. And here's a three-pointer from the corner over on the far side. Is that Corbin Argenbright? Yeah, Corbin Argenbright with the three-pointer, and the Wildcats out on top 8-2. And another timeout taken here by Bonham. Wildcats basketball continues after this on KSST. Wildcats basketball, KSST. Tony, repeat what you just said a moment ago.
I'm watching the offense set up, and I think Arrington's going to get us some layups inside because Bonham's not showing a whole lot in the lane. Just hasn't come yet, but it will get some.
Wildcats on top 8-2. Bonham has the ball in the front court. Working outside right now. Wildcats remain in a man-to-man defense.
A lot of good foot movement on the defense, too. A lot of hustle.
Right side on the baseline, a move, and it is knocked out of bounds or taken there by Noah Perez, but he stepped on the line.
Yeah, good anticipation. He got in the passing lane and just couldn't keep his feet in bounds, but very aggressive and very good hands.
Inbounds play for Bonham on the baseline. Underneath their own basket, just to the left of the basket. Long pass out near midcourt. Again, the man-to-man defense here for Sulphur Springs. Wildcats lead 8-2, about halfway through the first period.
And we got Luke Womack, who's about 6 inches taller than anything Bonham's got, sitting in the middle. So the Cats are in good shape size-wise.
They work it down low to Heath Brown, and Brown with a nice move to the basket. That's his second field goal. And it's an 8-4 Sulphur Springs lead with 4:12 left to go in the first period. Mac Rollison, spin move for Sulphur Springs to Noah Perez. Now in the corner it goes.
24.
And that's Argenbright again. Corbin Argenbright, his second three-pointer. And yet another timeout called for by Bonham. Wow, 11-4. I think we'll just stay here at the court.
That's very unusual there, but he's trying to get their attention. I didn't get the chance to look at the classification of Bonham to see whether or not they're young and he's trying to teach or if he's frustrated or what, because you can do it either way on this.
Well, they have kind of a mixture of seniors and juniors and sophomores, but they have more than a few seniors. Last year, Bonham was 17 and 18. But they were 1-11 in district play. And that was at 3A. Yeah. They had moved up from 3A before.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to make a point. I like the way we're shuffling our feet. We're switching on picks, doing a good job of defense here. That's discipline and that's coaching, so it's looking good so far.
Head coach of Bonham is Rodney Ross. Our head coach here at Sulphur Springs is Tyler Mitchum. In his first year, succeeding Cannon Earp, who was only here for the one season.
Made them bounce it out of bounds. We attacked them with a double trap right as they got to midcourt that time. Shook it up a little out of the timeout. Caused a turnover.
And they lost the ball on the sideline over on the far side, so Wildcats get it back in the back court. Mac Rollison right now walking it up the floor. Encounters two Warriors near midcourt. Now a pass to Luke Womack on the near side. Back to Rollison, back to Womack down low, and a nice move there by the big guy, Luke Womack, to bounce it off the glass for the 2 points.
He got it into himself, dished it back out, and then got it again and put him on his hip and got a good layup. I think we're going to see some of that.
13-4, Sulphur Springs with a 9-point lead. That is the biggest lead. Here's a missed shot by Heath Brown for Bonham, and the rebound by Carter Arrington for Sulphur Springs. Now Argenbright misses from three-point territory, and the rebound goes to Bonham.
That looked good till it hit the rim. Looked good all the way.
Warriors in the front court.
Trying to do a little zone trap now.
Yeah, they have switched to, well, that now looks like more like a man-to-man.
Well, once they move a little bit, they're going to get out on them, but they're lining up in the zone. Oops.
Over on the far side and making a move to the basket for Bonham. And tripping there, and I guess, was he fouled?
Yeah. James Johnson. Oh, and they put it on the board for us. Bless his heart. First of the game.
James Johnson in the game.
Yep.
I think that was Russell Welch who went to the floor. Inbounds play from the baseline. Corner shot, no good. Rebound underneath.
Nice job by Johnson.
Taken away by James Johnson for Sulphur Springs. Long lead pass down the floor to Rollison, but Rollison trying to bounce pass inside, gives it back up. Back down the floor it goes. And out of bounds, and I think this one's going to go to Sulphur Springs.
Yep, a lot of action that time, but it's kind of hully-gully. Got a couple of subs now for Sulphur. That one was just, shouldn't have happened. It was turnover on both sides. So now we're ready to play ball.
Carter Arrington inbounds to Mac Rollison, now to James Johnson. Now to Arrington
there
across
it is,
midcourt.
right there.
Beautiful feed there, and a basket for the Wildcats. And is that Arkenbright?
That's
yes.
Arkenbright again, yeah.
So he has 8 points in the first quarter, and the feed was by Rollison?
I think it was Rollison, but it was exactly what I was laying out in, that they're not giving much in the zone in the middle. So we're going to get that all night unless they change.
15-4 Sulphur Springs. Missed shot here by the Warriors. Wildcats on the rebound. Here they come back up the floor, moving left to right. 11-point lead for Sulphur Springs is their biggest. A minute 54.
50, yep. There's another one, same thing.
Nice feed there. And the basket for the Wildcats, that was a feed by Arkenbright, and the basket here for Sulphur Springs by, is that Brylan
21?
Savage? Yeah, Brylan Savage,
21.
who just came into the game. And he laid it in from right in front of the hoop. So 17-4 Sulphur Springs, and another timeout taken here by Bonham.
He's down
we can't
to
keep
one.
up with them.
No, he's down to one. That one was a dish to the front, but they're very unselfish. The Cats are, and we're going to get all kinds of handoff layups if they don't start packing the lane a little bit.
Wildcats doing a great job of dishing the ball off. Some beautiful assists we've seen here in the first quarter.
And we're also seeing them come inside and go back out to the three-point line, which is going to get them very unselfish. That's good coaching and good group of players that are not worried about who's going to be the star tonight.
Wildcats lost to Paris on Tuesday, 67-57. They will be at Texarkana Pleasant Grove at 7 p.m. Tuesday. Now, that'll be a big game.
I guess I didn't ever hear the Paris boys score.
Yeah, 67-57 Paris won that game Tuesday night.
That's not totally surprising. Paris is always pretty good at basketball, especially at home.
Now Bonham in the front court working the offense, trailing 17-4 here late in the first period. And Wildcats take it away, and back down the floor they go, and we have a traveling call here on Maddox Cameron in the ballgame for the Wildcats.
Got a little ahead of his skis there. Made a good play, but just tried to go a little faster than he allows.
So Tyler Mitchum getting just about everybody in the ballgame here already.
Yep. I like seeing Brylan Savage in there. He's a pretty tall young man, too.
Right, he is.
And he looks young.
Wildcats attempt a trap there, two-man trap near midcourt. They get out of it. Send the ball over to the far side. Now driving down the baseline for Sulphur Springs, or for Bonham, is Russell Welsh, and he is fouled.
I think we're going to give it to Perez, but let's see.
Haven't put it up on the board yet.
No.
And the free throw here by Russell Welch is good. That's his first point of the night. He is a 5'10 senior. Still no indication of who the foul was on.
I'm pretty sure it was Perez.
So we're going to say second shot also good. So we're going to go ahead and say Noah Perez then with his first foul. 17-6. Wildcats back down the floor. And Noah Perez trying to hit Brylan Savage there with what would have been a beautiful connection from the right side of the paint, with Savage breaking in from left to right, but he threw it away. And here's one taken away by Noah Perez on a pass overthrown over on the far side. Carter Arrington driving, pulls up, dishes back to Savage. Now a three-pointer by Noah Perez.
Boom.
About a step outside the arc on the left side.
Went all the way in, and they passed it back out, and that's a good thing.
20-6. Wildcats with a 14-point lead, their biggest. And here's another takeaway by Noah Perez, who's been very active And a long pass down the floor by Carter Arrington, and a shot rejected out of bounds. Who was the Wildcat who attempted the shot there? Was that
Number
Maddox
4,
Cameron?
that was Maddox. Yeah, he had it, and 21 just happened to out-jump him and swatted it pretty good.
Heath Brown.
That was pretty good anyway. Good hustle. 25 seconds left.
20-6, Sulphur Springs Wildcats have the ball in the front court. Here's Carter Arrington with a move on the pass from James Johnson. Pulls up and shoots from 12 feet. Good.
And he had a dish if he wanted to. So we've got it going.
22-6, Sulphur Springs on top. Under 10 seconds to go. There's a three-pointer from Bonham.
Number 2.
From the far side in the corner, Tim Delos hits a three just before the buzzer. We go to the second period with Sulphur Springs leading 22-9. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST. Start of the second period, Wildcats leading 22-9. And Bonham will inbound at midcourt. A whistle and something's...
Clock wasn't reset. They got to start it over.
All right. Inbounds play for Bonham, and they are moving left to right into the front court here. Over on the far side, the ball.
Started back out in man.
Yeah, man-to-man defense here for Sulphur Springs. Bonham working the ball outside. Cross-court pass here, almost thrown away. And it's Tim Delos who has it here on the near side. He is
good job.
Forced into a traveling call here.
Well, Mubayed got on him and made him fall backwards and it forced that turnover. So good job.
Val Mubayed in the ball game for Sulphur Springs. Mac Rollison walks it across the midcourt line with the Wildcats leading 22-9, 13-point lead. The biggest lead has been 15 points. Luke Womack has it, moving across the circle. Now this is Mubayed who misses from the left side elbow of the key. And Bonham with the rebound. 22-9, the Wildcats on top. Bonham in the front court. Here's a three-point attempt by the Warriors. Off the iron, no good.
Argenbride with the rebound, came out of there good and strong.
And out to Rollison, and Rollison trying to work the ball inside. Travels and gives it back to Bonham.
Rollison gets to going so fast, he's got to have some glue on that tennis shoe to have it stop on the dime like that. He's fun to watch.
Bonham on attack here in the front court.
Bonham's trying to move around, but the Cats are staying right with him and not having any good luck.
Warriors keeping it outside, and whistle and a foul.
Another one.
We have that as his second.
Yep.
And so far, they have not posted that on the scoreboard yet. We've only had one foul posted on the board. I hope they pick that practice up again. It's always helpful.
It is.
Inbounds play over on the far side for Bonham. They are in their dark purple uniforms with white trim. Wildcats in their white home jerseys with gold numbers outlined in blue. And here's a three-point attempt. That is off the mark, and rebound by Corbin Argenbright for Sulphur Springs to Mac Rollison. Rollison into the front court. Luke Womack wide open, great feed, but he can't make the shot.
He was just a hair too far out and didn't want to dribble, and he just stretched a little. But that was the pass I've been watching for. That's going to be on 10, I believe.
Great feed a moment ago by Mac Rollison.
Absolutely. Yep, it was on Mubayed, number 10, his first. I've got that as our third. Should be. There they go. They put that one up.
Inbounds play on the baseline underneath the bottom basket. Pass goes way outside. Wildcats lead 22-9. Here's a nice feed to the baseline and then into the corner on the near side. Three-pointer for Bonham off the mark. They contest the rebound and whistles.
10.
And a foul on the Warriors.
10 Warriors. Okay, that's going to be Owens. That's his first.
Bradley Owens, his first foul.
And is that their team first? That's
the first foul that I have seen on them the whole game.
They've not had a chance to be aggressive, so they've played defense.
Ball back to Sulphur Springs. Carter Arrington across the midcourt line. guarding closely, now driving the baseline, now into the corner for a three-pointer. Got it.
24.
Corbin Argenbright, who's red hot.
Yep, 24. He got another one.
His third three-pointer of the first half. That gives him 11 points, and the Wildcats lead 25-9. 16-point lead is the biggest. Bonham working in the front court. Double team over on the far side. Wildcats now in a zone defense, kind of a matchup zone, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah.
And a shot missed from down low. Follow-up shot is good, but a whistle before that.
Number 4 on Bonham.
Okay, the basket does not count. And J.K. Wilson draws the foul, 5'9" senior. That's his first. 25-9.
Yep, they haven't scored here in the second. 4:53 left.
James Johnson across the midcourt line on the run for Sulphur Springs.
He was going to dish, and he hung in the air, but he got his foot down before he dished. So traveling call there. We're getting deep in the lane every possession if we want to.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going to have some matchup zone too. But they don't have any size to worry about, so we can just hang back.
Pass inside for Bonham, and a move to the basket here by Russell Welch, but he can't get the shot to fall. Wildcats come up with it. Here is Mac Rollison attempting a really brilliant feed there to Brylan Savage, but just through Savage's hands. It's just too hot to handle.
That was going to be nice. He threw that one with his left hand and kind of hooked it through the lane, and Savage was trying. He just couldn't quite get up to it.
Wasn't quite ready for it.
No, not with that speed.
25-9, Sulphur Springs. Things have slowed down a little bit here in the last couple of minutes. Wildcats playing aggressive defense here. Bonham in the front court. James Johnson on the close guarding there of D.J. Stewart. And on the near side, he lost control of the basketball. Did the Warrior.
Got knocked down. That's going to be James Johnson's second.
It was Russell Welch who was fouled. James Johnson, of course, a Wildcat football player.
Yep.
Showed some of that.
We're still just showing I'm showing 4 fouls, and they're showing 3. So I
have a lot of confidence in what you have there, Tony. And Warrior played completely. Yep. That's the textbook definition of traveling there.
Well, and that's the luck of the draw. Bonham didn't like it, but he just got his feet tangled, and that's the luck of the draw there. There was nobody at fault.
J.K. Wilson literally ran 2 or 3 steps with the basketball.
He was trying to have some self-preservation.
But, yeah, he lost his balance there. 25-9. Been a while since anybody has scored.
Yep.
3:40 to go.
We're putting our offense out top.
Corbin Argenbright for 3, about a step and a half outside the top of the key, but it's off the rim, high off the rim, and Bonham rebounds. 25-9, Sulphur Springs. Wildcats, this looks like a man-to-man here to me. And near takeaway by Argenbright. Now it's in the corner, and the shot, air ball for Bonham. Batted around, whistle.
I think that was going to be on Rollison.
Mac Rollison, the 6-foot senior point guard for Sulphur Springs.
And I'm going to leave it at. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to leave it at 4. We'll catch up.
Scoreboard shows Sulphur Springs with 4 fouls in the quarter. Of course, you go to the bonus in high school basketball on the 5th, and then the team in the bonus shoots 2. First free throw here is missed by Russell Welch. He made 2 a while ago, and he makes this one. So he is 3 for 4 from the line. 25-10, 15-point lead for Sulphur Springs. James Johnson running the show right now for the Wildcats. Gets it across the midcourt line. Over to Arrington. Arrington knifing inside. Nice move. Can't get the shot to fall. Rebound underneath. Savage spins, lays it in.
That's using your size there.
Brylan Savage, his second field goal. That one from about 5 feet in front of the basket. Timeout. Bonham, 27-10. Sulphur Springs, the biggest lead at 17. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST. Wildcats basketball on KSST. Sulphur Springs leading 27-10 in the second quarter. Tony, We have just seen the Bonham head coach, Rodney Ross, use up all of his timeouts before halftime.
That's frustration, and, you know, I'm sure he's trying to teach and all of that, but now he's at the mercy of the game for the rest of the go. But I'm figuring he is just like the rest of us and realizes what that outcome is going to be. So, what is Savage's classification?
Brylan Savage is a senior.
A senior? He looks young. Huh.
Well, he is young. They're all young.
Compared to us, maybe.
I'll double check on that, but I have him as a senior. Bonham in the front court. And a nice pull-up jumper is good by Russell Welch.
He's basically all they've got.
Yeah, 5 points for Russell Welch here, 27-12. And Mac Rollison, the three-pointer from the left side of the circle. Rollison, his second three-pointer, 30-12, 18 points. Sulphur Springs lead, the biggest. Bonham on the attack in the front court, keeping it outside for the moment. It's taken away here by Carter Arrington for Sulphur Springs.
Catch up. That arm needed to be about 2 inches longer where he could get his dribble, but he cut across there. Cats have gone back to a little bit of a zone, but when they're getting in an area, they're coming out and attacking them.
Maddox Cameron into the ball game for Sulphur Springs. Across the midcourt line come the Purple Warriors to the baseline. Cross-court pass to the near side. They move right to left. Now back outside they go. Wildcats in a zone, but they attempt a trap over there in the corner. And a loose ball on the floor is picked up by Luke Womack for Sulphur Springs. To Mac Rollison, baseball pass. And his eyes were too big for his stomach, or whatever that saying goes.
We needed Michael Irvin on the post pattern to catch that one. Hard
overhand throw down the floor, and just too hard and too high.
I could tell he was going to try it, and it wasn't very good percentage. If he'd have been up here, he'd have gone on with it.
Ball back to Bonham. 30-12, Sulphur Springs. There's a three-pointer, a step outside the arc, and it is good. And this again is Russell Welch, who has a hot hand for the Warriors here in the first half. 30-15, the lead for Sulphur Springs. Maddox Cameron on the dribble. Now Corbin Argenbright, who's been hot for the Wildcats, attempting a bounce pass inside as he was moving across the lane. And goes out of bounds.
I don't think he ended up bouncing it, and he should have. That's what you're going to have when you get there.
Wildcats are attempting some really spectacular feeds and assists here.
They're recognizing that it's there, and they're showing that they're not selfish, which is a really good trait of a young team.
1 minute to go in the first half. Here's a great feed. And the basket by DJ Stewart. I didn't pick up who made that pass, but he laid it up there.
I think that might have been Welch on the pass.
Stewart caught it in the air and laid it off the glass in one motion. So we'll give Welch the credit. Now the Wildcats miss a shot, but they get it back. And on the runner, Sulphur Springs with the basket. That's Corbin Argenbright with another basket for Sulphur Springs, about 8 feet away from in front of the basket. 32-17, 15-point lead for the Wildcats. 23 seconds to go first half. On the dribble here for Bonham, this is J.K. Wilson. And play is stopped.
I don't know what they called.
There's no foul indication, was there?
But hang on, now we need to find out why they stopped it, because
that's what Rodney Ross, the head coach for Bonham, wants to know.
I guess they're just calling an inadvertent whistle.
Bonham keeps the ball. It's an inbounds play on the baseline, just to the right of the Warrior basket. Bounce pass. And a whistle. They got it in, but immediately the whistle, and I think one of the Wildcats.
Number 5.
It's James Johnson. Now we have that as his third.
I do. Let's see what they come up with. And they're going to be a shooting foul. That's the 5th.
Five.
That's his third.
5 fouls against the Wildcats in the quarter, so Bonham now in the bonus and a 2-shot bonus.
That's Welch again.
It is Welch, Russell Welch, a 5'10 senior, who was 4 of 5 from the free throw line. And the second shot also good. Has a very nice rotation there.
He absolutely has that.
32-17, a 15-point lead for the Wildcats. 14 seconds to go in the first half. Carter Arrington, guarded closely by J.K. Wilson, gets it across the midcourt line. And now Argenbright, the jumper off the right side, and the rebound, Mac Rollison, and he attempts to prevent it from going over the baseline out of bounds, and he does that, but time has expired in the first half with the Wildcats leading 32-19 over the Bonham Purple Warriors. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST. Wildcats basketball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. The Wildcats leading at halftime 32-19 over the Bonham Purple Warriors. Well, you might be wondering why we're at halftime here. The game started earlier than advertised on the schedule, as apparently Bonham did not have a freshman team, so they went ahead and played the JV game when the freshman team would have played, which I think was 4:30. So we started the varsity game early tonight too. So I hope everybody is here that wanted to be here. And if not, we hope that you're enjoying the broadcast here on KSST. I'm John Mark Dempsey, along with Tony Flippin. Matt Jansen is our technical director and video producer. And by the way, this game is streaming on YouTube on the KSST YouTube channel if you'd like to watch the rest of it. And you'll be able to see it again on YouTube and on cable channel 18. And also James Terry is our producer of the KSST studio. So Carter Arrington with 4 points for Sulphur Springs. Mac Rollison has 6 on 2 threes. Brylan Savage has looked very good.
And it's the first time I've even noticed him on the court for the year, which we hadn't seen the boys much.
We haven't seen the Wildcats play since December 17th. I think this is the first home game since then. The second
of the season for us.
And Corbin Argenbright, the big story, 13 points in the first half.
3 threes.
Yeah, 13 for Corbin Argenbright, the junior for the Wildcats. Luke Womack has 2. Noah Perez has 3.
And Noah Perez has caused havoc on the defensive side. He's not overly tall, and he's filled out good, but he's quick. He knows how to get in the lane. He hustles. I've been very impressed with him.
Yep, I agree. Very smart basketball player. Mm-hmm. And for Bonham, the story has been Russell Welch, who has 10 points. And that includes 5 of 6 free throws. A 2-pointer and a 3-pointer. Heath Brown, I think, had their first 2 buckets. He has 4.
Yep.
Tim Delos has a 3, and DJ Stewart has 2 for Bonham. Bonham is 14-10 for the season, but they are 0-2 in district play. But they drew the top 2 teams, at least as of now, in their first 2 games. They lost to Pleasant Grove 74-44, and they lost to North Lamar 64-50. So it started out tough for them, and not getting any easier tonight. Boys standings, this is as per Max Preps, Pleasant Grove at 2-0, North Lamar at 2-0, Paris and Sulphur Springs each at 1-1. Wildcats lost to Paris on Tuesday night at Paris, 67-57. Pittsburgh 0-2 and Bonham 0-2.
And that's pretty well going to be what it is. Bonham and Pittsburgh are going to be odd men out come playoff time. Unless Sulphur can get it going, they're really going to have to play well. It looks like the possibility is going to be that 1-2 is going to be Pleasant Grove and North Lamar, and then Paris and Sulphur play for seeding that way.
Wildcats have 2 games in front of them against North Lamar. We'll see how they fare.
Yep.
And I know I was looking at the schedule today. Obviously, one of those games is at home. We will have the broadcast of that game for you. I believe that's early February. Lady Cats are on the road tomorrow at 11 a.m. You remember we had the discussion Tuesday night because the Max Prep schedule showed the game at 12:30 p.m. Saturday or 12:15. And the Sulphur Springs ISD scheduled show 6:15 Friday night. But there was a post on the Facebook page this morning, Sulphur Springs ISD Facebook page, that the game had been rescheduled for 11 a.m. Saturday.
That kind of makes more sense to me because we've got the big funeral tomorrow at 2 o'clock at Civic Center, so they're probably playing early and letting people have a time there. So that's going to be Giesland down there on the scooter, and he's got a cast on that left ankle, so whether or not it's broken or they're just immobilizing it, I don't know.
Brady Giesland, Tony's referring to, key player on the Wildcat varsity, and he is on that knee scooter right now, so that is not looking good for the rest of the season for him. We'll check in with Tyler Mitchum about that over the weekend and see what we can learn about it. We have not seen Gio Ibarra tonight, have we?
I don't know if he's here.
So apparently he is, for whatever reason, is not with the team this evening. We'll also see what we can learn about that. But Wildcats on top 32-19 here over the Bonham Warriors. We were talking about the Lady Cats. They, of course, won against Tuesday, the game we broadcast here on KSST over Paris, 54-34. They play at Pleasant Grove at 6:15 p.m. Tuesday, and they will have a very big game here 1 week from tonight against North Lamar at 6:15, so we're looking forward to that game. They lost to North Lamar in the first district game, but I think it'll make a difference playing at home.
Yep.
And that's going to be a very big game for both teams. The girls' standings, North Lamar is 4-0, Sulphur Springs 2-1, Pleasant Grove is 1-2, and the Lady Cats again play them at Texarkana Tuesday night. Bonham is 1-2, Pittsburgh 1-2, and Paris 1-3, according to Max Preps and the girls' standings.
Of course, this year the playoffs, I believe, will go west like we did in football, but I don't know. Well, I say that. We're District 14, so we need to look at and see where District 13 is, which way it is, because it could be east or south.
I believe that would still match us up against the district that includes Canton and
Van and some of them like we did last year.
Maybank, but I will double check on it.
And it won't take long till the playoffs will be here. Even though they play a double rotation and everything, when they finally get to district, it rolls.
That's exactly right. Now, another thing that we should comment about, will there not be two divisions in every classification?
No, because in basketball, that's where they fixed the districts. There's only one division, but 4 teams still get in there. You've only got one winner out of each that goes through the bracket. But that's where they split in football by classification or by enrollment, and you're playing teams supposedly closest to you by enrollment. But when you get to basketball, it's a single district. 4 teams go 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's no other seating.
I thought I had read there had been a change in the off season coming into this season, but I will double check on that because I trust what you know more than anybody else, Tony.
But you may open up the broadcast Friday and say you were wrong.
I would never do that. I would never.
The list is long of people who have told me I'm wrong.
Oh,
so
I can't believe it.
Still growing.
And another interesting sidelight to this game is that Bonham is out of timeouts.
Yep, we're not going to have to waste time with that. So it should be Wildcats ball coming out.
Wildcats will be moving from right to left, and that is more or less in front of us. So we'll have a much better, clearer, and closer view of their offensive work here in the second half.
They're out the top here. The last time they did that, they got a 3. They're trying to get somebody over the top this time.
Mac Rollison, nice feed inside to Luke Womack, and he loops it in for the basket off the backboard. Luke Womack with his second bucket, and a great feed there by Mac Rollison.
A low dish. It's there every time down.
34-19, 15-point lead for Sulphur Springs. Bonham working in the front court, and they get it inside there.
That's going to be on Perez grabbing him.
Foul called. It is on Noah Perez, and we have that as 3 on Perez.
3 on him.
First foul of the third quarter on the team. Apparently this will be a shooting foul, however.
Yep. First one's good.
Heath Brown had 4 points in the first half, so he now has 5 points. 34-20. 14-point Wildcat lead. And the second shot in and out. And the rebound by Noah Perez. Wildcats up the floor. Long lead pass inside to Womack. Can't get it to drop 2 times on the rim and falls. And now Bonham gets the rebound. They come back up the floor.
Just a little bit too far out again to not dribble. Got by with a walk there.
34-20 Wildcats. Loose ball on the floor, and it's picked up by Sulphur Springs. And down the floor they go, and this is Arrington, and he misses the shot, but Perez follows up with one off the glass.
Had 3 on 1 there, and Arrington took it straight in, and Perez was in shape for the putback.
36-20, 16-point lead for Sulphur Springs. J.K. Wilson on the dribble, to his right, now to his left into the paint, and then outside he goes, and now they get it over to Bray Garman, and he misses from about 15 feet on the right side of the key. Wildcats come up with the ball.
Offense. That's going to be offense on Rollison. Very clear.
Mac Rollison trying to drive into the paint there and fend it off the defender. So for Rollison, let's see, that is
his second.
Second is what I have, yeah.
Team second.
Indicates second on the scoreboard for Rollison also, which is reassuring. Bonham across the midcourt line here, moving left to right. Ball knocked free here.
Rollison picked him, but he couldn't get to it. It's off the sideline. Still Bonham's ball in the front court. 6:19 left in the third.
Inbounds play, and it goes to Caden Sanders. Sanders guarded closely by Carter Arrington. Wildcats appear to be in a man-to-man right now, Tony.
Yep.
Bonham keeping it outside. Of course, no shot clock in high school basketball, as you know.
Good hustle by the Cats, a good movement.
3-point attempt is short and misses the, missed the rim and out of bounds
missed
to
every bit of it.
Sulphur Springs.
They took a long time shooting, and he, number 10, was just finally said, "That's enough. I'm going up with it." He wasn't in real good stead.
Brindley Owens, a junior, he missed that.
Little token pressure from the Warriors in the backcourt.
Missed that 3-pointer by a wide margin. 36-20 Sulphur Springs. Rollison, great feed underneath the basket, whipped it under there to Argenbright.
That was a little reverse from underneath, too. That was a great-looking play.
Argenbright off the glass. 38-20, 18-point lead equals the biggest of the night for Sulphur Springs. 5:20 to go, third quarter.
Hopefully we won't get too proud of ourselves and start getting sloppy.
And here's the takeaway for the Wildcats by Argenbright. He gives it up to Arrington. Arrington on the run. The runner from 12 feet off the glass is good.
Great job of using the glass, because that's hard to have that little pull-up jumper from about 6 feet.
Yeah. 40-20. It's a 20-point lead for Sulphur Springs. And Bonham going to give it up here.
Yep. Argenbright bothered and is knocked off of number 4. It's just a frustrating growing game for Bonham, and they're going to have a tough year, it appears.
J.K. Wilson lost it out of bounds. Wildcats inbounds play on the near side in the backcourt. Sulphur Springs moving from right to left. Mac Rollison on the dribble, far side. And to Arrington. Arrington for 3. Off the back iron, no good. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Arrington. And it goes back to Bonham. 40-20 Wildcats. Sulphur Springs staying in a man-to-man defense right here.
They've got nobody inside the three-point line till now.
And a jumper is no good by DJ Stewart, and the Wildcats.
Rollison stole that one coming out.
Wildcats have the ball back. Rollison all the way in and then dishes off to Womack. Womack can't finish. Gets it back, however, and has the ball knocked out of his hands. And it'll stay with the Wildcats on the baseline.
That's right. Hopefully he'll get a little more work on that. He's had 2 or 3 that the passes have been there and he's kind of fumbled, but he's holding steady. Coach is talking to him over there, telling him not to bring it down. You're taller.
Brylan Savage on the inbounds pass, lays it off the glass.
That's one of my new favorite players. I like him. He's a long body and active. Hopefully we're going to get him some more minutes this rest of the season.
He was moving toward the basket, and the pass hit him in the hands, and he knew what to do with it. 42-20, 22-point lead for Sulphur Springs, the biggest of the night. Ball out of bounds as the Warriors work it in the front court over the baseline, and Bonham will keep it. Inbounds play to the left side of the basket. Bounce pass, chased down, not free for just a moment there, but chased down by DJ Stewart. They take it inside, and a whistle.
I don't know if they I think they just called traveling or called out. There wasn't a foul call.
No signal indicated.
No.
But the ball's going back to Sulphur Springs, but you're right, no foul.
May have called traveling because he went through it. He may not have hit his feet at the same time.
42-20, Wildcats lead by 22 points. Sulphur Springs on the run. This is James Johnson taking it inside, but lost the handle on the ball. Picked up for Bonham by DJ Stewart, and we have a foul here.
Johnson again.
Offensive foul. Player control.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, player control foul.
All right. Well, that's the first foul for him. DJ Stewart.
Charging, 6'1" senior, takes the foul. 42-20, Wildcats up by 22 points. James Johnson running the offense right now. Over to Arrington. Arrington driving, trying to create, but flings a pass out of bounds over on the far side. I think he's going
up in the air and didn't have anywhere to go, and then he threw it with his left hand, didn't quite get it. We know this timeout's from Sulphur Springs because they're all that's got one.
42-20, the Wildcats lead, and Wildcats basketball continues after this on KSST. Wildcats basketball on KSST is brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. It's a 22-point lead for Sulphur Springs, their biggest of the night. Bonham has only scored 1 point here so far in the third quarter. And we have 3:11 left to go.
Yeah, I've got a feeling we're going to get some sloppy ball for the remainder of the game.
Warriors with the ball in the front court. It is knocked loose by Argenbright, but chased down and picked up for Bonham by Stewart, and he misses the jumper from 16 feet on the elbow, left side of the key. Here come the Wildcats up the floor. Personal foul called.
That's going to be on number 5. I was going to put it over there.
DJ Stewart.
That's his second.
His second foul.
And the team's second.
So inbounds play for Sulphur Springs over on the far side. James Johnson goes to Carter Arrington. Arrington in the paint, still on the dribble. Back outside to Noah Perez. Now to Rollison. Rollison driving down the lane on the right side, and he is fouled.
I think that's going to be 11. Yep.
Cy Parker, first time I've said his name tonight. That's his first foul.
And we're going to get 2 free throws for Rollison.
Rollison makes the first one. Rollison, by the way, is an 85% free throw shooter. He is averaging 11.9 per game. Second shot rims out.
Got Perez on the back. So 1 out of 2 makes it 43. And Perez got another foul. I've got that's 4 fouls for Perez.
Yeah, I do too. Going for the rebound there on the missed free throw by Mac Rollison. 43-20 is the largest lead for Sulphur Springs at 23 points. I was really expecting this to be a fairly competitive game.
I had my doubts.
Now we have stopped play again.
I think the clock wasn't running right again.
By the way, we now have a pretty good crowd here as some late arriving fans. The game started earlier than expected by quite a bit. And
Friday night at the gym.
43-20. Sulphur Springs leading. There's a bucket down low here for Heath Brown. That's 6 points for him. Actually make that 7 points. On the right side, down low. Laid it off the glass. Here's Mac Rollison making a move to the basket. And he was fouled.
Number 10, Mubai. No, that's ours.
Brindley Owens.
That's his second. And that's Bonham's fourth, and Rollison's going to get 2 more.
Rollison misses off the back iron there.
All of a sudden, he's missed 2 in a row.
Rollison 7 points in the game tonight. He has 2 3-pointers both in the first half. Made a free throw a moment ago.
There he goes.
And makes the second. 44-22. 2:13 to go third quarter. Bonham on offense and driving to the basket. Nice move there, and a basket for the Warriors.
21 Brown.
This is Heath Brown again.
I think he's going to get Rollison, but I'd rather see it. Yep, Rollison's third.
And a chance for a 3-point play here. Mac Rollison draws his third foul.
Each team's got 4 team fouls, so we're going to shoot free throws the remainder of the 2:05.
And he misses the shot off the back of the rim, and the rebound is by Corbin Argenbright for Sulphur Springs. 44-24, 20-point lead. Missed shot followed by Savage is no good for Sulphur Springs, and
24, is it 34? No, 24. That's his first.
Loose ball, and Corbin Argenbright going for the ball, draws a foul for the Wildcats. So that is 5 on Sulphur Springs in the quarter.
Number 4 going to the line.
So bonus situation here for Bonham. This is J.K. Wilson, who has not scored in the game. Shot on the way, and he still has not scored. That's off the front of the rim. Luke Womack into the game for Savage. Yeah. Brylan Savage. Second shot is in and out. Missed both. Did J.K. Wilson.
Minute 48 left in the third quarter.
On the rebound for Sulphur Springs, Maddox Cameron. Here come the Wildcats. James Johnson with a move to the basket and a foul. Driving down the right side of the lane. No, I beg your pardon. This is for the Wildcats. This is Maddox Cameron.
Yeah, it was 5. Yeah, Cameron's going to shoot.
So 5 fouls in the quarter on Bonham, and the Wildcats in the bonus. What do you think of this 2-shot bonus and going to the bonus on the 5th foul of the quarter?
I don't like it at all.
Why is that?
Well, you're supposed to earn that second one.
I agree with that.
And then put it for the half. You get in trouble early, and you have to work out of it for a half instead of a quarter.
He misses both shots there. And the rebound, Luke Womack for Sulphur Springs. Tie ball goes to Bonham.
Yep.
I agree with you on that.
I'm old school there. I'm like, shoot on the 7th and let's go.
Do you know if that's a rule in other high school basketball in other states?
Well, it's NFA or whatever, National Federation of High Schools. Those that adopt those rules, then they're going to be that way.
That's a relatively new thing. Here is a foul called against one of the Wildcats.
I think that's going to be number 4. Yep. Maddox Cameron, that's his first, which is right. Everybody's shooting, so 21's got 2.
Heath Brown at the line, and he misses the first one. Brown has 9 points in the game. And the second shot, perfect. Brown averaging. He is their second leading scorer at 10.8 points per game. Leading scorer is DJ Stewart, surprisingly, who has not scored.
Really?
Loose ball on the floor. And a foul called as the Wildcats
14
working the ball in the front court. Russell Welch, that's his first foul.
His first.
Yeah, I got this from Max Preps today, sort of in a roundabout way, but I have DJ Stewart with averaging 12.3 per game. And he just has 2 so far.
Argenbright makes the first one.
Yeah. And Argenbright with a huge night for the Wildcats. Now 16 points, now 17 points for Corbin Argenbright, the Wildcat Jr.
No, this was Carter.
That was Carter? I beg your pardon.
This was Carter.
I'm sorry. So Argenbright still having a big night, but Carter now with 6 points for the Wildcats. Here comes Sulphur Springs, back down the floor after a missed shot. And follow-up shot here for the Wildcats. Did you pick
Womack.
That was Luke Womack for Sulphur Springs.
He followed good and went back up there.
48-25, a 23-point lead for Sulphur Springs, their biggest of the night. It equals their biggest of the night. 35 seconds to go in the quarter, and here is a
Stewart made 2.
A bucket by DJ Stewart for Bonham, and that gives him 4 in the game. 48-27, 21-point lead. Carter Arrington trying to drive, travels.
Fixing to get sloppy.
Yeah, lost control of his body there a little bit as he was making his move. Off balance. Argenbright going for the steal as they were allowing the ball to roll and not run time off the clock. Driving inside for Bonham is Heath Brown. Do we have a foul?
No, he just knocked it out of bounds. And they're counting on them, so they're already got to get going. We could have a 5-second count. There it goes. Sulphur Springs ball.
Wow. 14 seconds to go in the quarter, and Bonham allowed the 5 seconds to go off without really ever even attempting to make the pass.
I think that was a little quick on the referee, and he didn't quite. Yeah, the coach is saying you counted real quick, but he set the ball down real quick, and I thought that was a little unnecessary. Bonham struggling. There's no reason to pile on.
Inbounds play in the backcourt. Here come the Wildcats on the run. Bounce pass by Argenbright down low. Back outside it goes for the three-pointer by James Johnson.
At the buzzer.
51-27, the Wildcats on top as we go to the fourth quarter. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST. Wildcats basketball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. John Mark Dempsey along with Tony Flippin. Matt Jansen, our video producer and technical director. You can see this game streaming on YouTube right now on the KSST YouTube channel. You'll be able to see it later on Channel 18 and YouTube. James Terry, our producer in the KSST studio. 51-27, Tony. 24-point lead for Sulphur Springs is their biggest of the night.
Yeah, Coach Mitchum's got a little problem on his hands this fourth quarter because you can put some bad habits in your head with a game that's out of control. I hope we do a little four-corner and work on a few things because we don't need the points.
Inbounds play, Carter Arrington. Driving inside, can't get it to fall. Little runner from 6 feet, and Bonham coming back up the floor, and we have a personal foul.
That's on Carter Arrington. His first.
That's his first.
What I've got, so team's first in the fourth.
Wildcat 6-foot senior. 51-27. Bonham moving left to right.
We're back in a zone, which is what we should be.
Heath Brown making a nice move to the basket here for Bonham. And a whistle and...
It's going to be 24 or 34.
Okay,
24 is going to be Argenbright. That's his second.
Yep. We have that as 2 team fouls against Sulphur Springs here in the fourth quarter. Inbounds play on the baseline to the left of the basket for Bonham. And knifing inside there is Bryce Himmelwright. Can't get that shot to go. Wildcats get the ball back. They try to trap Mac Rollison in the corner before he gets across the midcourt line. But it is knocked out of bounds by one of the Warriors, either J.K. Wilson or Russell Welch.
He was getting a little fancy. He was trying to bounce it between their legs and then go get it on the other side, which is exactly the kind of stuff I'm saying I hope they don't start trying in this easy game.
Here is a three-pointer off the mark for Sulphur Springs by Argenbright. And the rebound to Bonham ahead Down the floor they go, and over on the far side, ball is knocked loose, but the Warriors get it back. And here's a takeaway, but Bonham gets it back right again as Carter Arrington had stolen it, but now the basket for
Wilson.
Bonham in front of the basket by J.K. Wilson. His second of the second half. He now has 6 points. Wildcats back down the floor. It's 51-29, Sulphur Springs leading. And Carter Arrington trying a shot down low, but I think it was partially deflected there.
Yeah, he got kind of stuck under there, and he got it blocked as he came back around.
Bonham on attack in the front court, and foul goes against the Wildcats.
24 again, another Argenbright. That's third foul, third team.
Inbounds play for the Warriors over on the far side as Bonham moves left to right.
Yeah, coach is not real worried about making subs right now. If he fouls out, so be it.
Right.
6:29 left in the ball game.
51-29. Sulphur Springs on top. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the total of the lead. Let's see, is that 23? I guess.
I think it was 12. I think it's Rollison. Yeah.
Well, right. The foul here is on Mac Rollison of the
that's
Wildcats.
His fourth,
yeah.
And that's already the fourth on the Sulphur Springs.
Almost a traveling call here on bottom. A flamingo stance there by one of the Warriors, but he got away with it.
I think we could have got a sheet of paper under that shoe.
Bonham keeping the ball in the front court, and they had it knocked out of bounds over on the far side. Mac Rollison leaving the game, and James Johnson coming in. Inbounds play for Bonham, and a foul here. Going to go against Sulphur Springs.
10, I think. Yep, his second.
Foul Mubayed.
Okay, his second. And now they're shooting the rest of the 6 minutes of the quarter, which is not what you want.
It's DJ Stewart at the line, makes the shot.
Gets sloppy early.
Stewart now with 7 points in the game. He's averaging 12.3 per game. Second shot off the back of the rim, and the rebound, Luke Womack for Sulphur Springs. Here come the Wildcats.
That was a good job by Luke. He never brought that ball down either. There was a bunch of them. Foul on number 4 for them. That's Wilson, his second.
Inbounds play for the Wildcats near midcourt.
That's their first team foul.
Carter Arrington gets it in to James Johnson in the backcourt, and Johnson brings it across the midcourt line. Man-to-man defense for Bonham. Here's a missed shot. Put back by Luke Womack. No good. Another put back for Sulphur Springs. Will not go. And here comes Bonham back up the floor. Baseline jumper, in and out, no good. Rebound for the Wildcats here by, I believe that's Mubayed.
Good pass over here.
To Corbin Argenbright in the corner. He misses for 3.
That was a good attempt, and he was ready for it. Just didn't go down for him.
21-point lead for Sulphur Springs, 51-30. Here's a three-pointer, just brushes the net from the left side of the arc.
Going to have 3 free throws here. It's going to be on Mubayed again. That's his third. Doesn't have to worry about that. Number 5 is going to get 3 free throws here.
Wildcats in the, or Bonham in the bonus, but this is a shooting foul situation. So at the line, DJ Stewart had attempted a three-pointer. He was fouled. Now he missed the first shot, so he has 2 more yet to go. Well, that makes the shot.
One made the second one.
They were moving into the lane like they were.
It's hard to get them to sit for 3. That's an odd foul anyway.
Right. It's just
human nature.
Not something you're accustomed to. And Stewart makes the third shot.
2 out of 3
there.
To get to 33 or 32.
51-32. Wildcats lead it. Here's a three-pointer from the corner on the far side. Off the mark. That was Mubayed on the shot. And here comes Stewart into the paint. A beautiful move there by DJ Stewart, spinning to lay it in from about 6 feet in front of the basket. He's going to make his average here.
Yep.
The way it's going now, 51-34. It's a 17-point lead. Is a beautiful dish to Luke Womack from Corbin Argenbright, and Womack lays it off the glass for the bucket.
That's what I've been wanting all night, but
Womack now with 8 points in the game. 53-34, 19-point lead for Sulphur Springs. Wildcats have led by as many as 24. 4:28 to go in the ball game. Bonham working in the front court. Heath Brown way outside. And he whips a pass down underneath, which is chased down in the corner, and going up for the shot, no good, is Cy Parker. Another putback by Bonham, and there's a foul on the Wildcats.
24, Womack, that's his 4.
They say it's Argenbright. Yeah.
Argenbright's 4.
That's his 4.
14's going to get 2 free throws.
This is Russell Welch, and he makes the first one. Welch averaging 9.2 per game. This is the first points he scored in the second half. He had 10 in the first half. Mass substitutions for Sulphur Springs.
Yep.
I was looking down at the score sheet, didn't catch them all. I think Mac Rollison, I do see, is back in.
Yep. I'd like to see us spread the ball out a little bit, and quit doing that hully-gully. Just get the ball game over with.
Right. And Welch
made both of them.
Both shots. He now has 12 points in the game. 53-36.
I don't like lead. What I'm seeing out of the Cats with all that individual stuff and going real quick now.
But that was not the thing they were doing in the first half.
But that's what happens when the ball. Well, I said, this half's going to be tough because the ball game's out of reach.
Right.
Now we're doing a little where they're coming up the top instead of just automatically going down the middle.
Running a weave here.
Yep, number 21 there, Heath Brown's going to have his first personal there, and that's their second. We're going to get side out. So what we're just doing, like you say, a weave and keeping it out of the top of the circle, and then in a minute, instead of doing it there, we'll dish down underneath and throw it over to one of the corners for a 3.
Inbounds play on the sideline in front of us. They get it into Mac Rollison in the corner here, and the ball knocked free by Maddox Cameron, but picked up by Bonham, and they come across the midcourt line. Trailing 53-36. Here's a three-pointer, too long. Rebound Luke Womack for Sulphur Springs. Outlet pass goes to Rollison, who drives into the paint and then pulls up. Back to Womack, now far side it goes. Here's a three-pointer by Rollison. Off the iron, no good, but the putback by Luke Womack is good.
Yeah, he was in the right place, kept it under control. Nice little putback, 55-36, 3 minutes left in the ball game.
19-point lead for Sulphur Springs, 10 points in the game for Luke Womack. Heath Brown for 3, in and out.
That did everything but hit the bottom of the net.
Mac Rollison, the long rebound for the Wildcats. Here comes Sulphur Springs on the run. Mubayed for 3. Too hard off the back iron. Mubayed chases down the long rebound there. And now Cameron for Sulphur Springs with a three-pointer short.
Yep.
Just barely caught the rim there.
Yeah,
Buddy's giving him a hard time.
Yeah. You want everybody to score and so forth, but this, I don't know. I can't be satisfied, I guess. I just hate to see sloppiness at the tail end of a ball game.
55-36, the Wildcats up by 19. They had led by as many as 24. Here's a takeaway for Sulphur Springs. Coming up the floor on the run is Cameron, and he misses, but a putback here for Sulphur Springs also rolls off. Now Luke Womack going for the rebound, and he is fouled.
That's going to be on number 5, his 4th, team's 3rd. Nope, they've got it that's his 5th. I missed one.
Who was it?
Number 5.
For Bonham. DJ Stewart, okay.
Well, but I don't know if they left him in or not.
Wildcats get it in. Here's a shot from the corner that misses the mark.
That's
by Maddox Cameron.
Rollison got the foul, and that's 5 on him.
Foul on Rollison going for the rebound. We do have that as 5 on Mac Rollison.
Yep, that is, and they'll have to sub him out. 14's going to come down for 2 free throws.
55-36, the Wildcats by 19 with 2:18 to go. At the line for Bonham, it's Russell Welch, 5'10 senior, who has 12 points in the game, averaging 9.2 per game. Wildcats at Texarkana Pleasant Grove at 7 p.m. Tuesday night. It's going to be a big game. Pleasant Grove currently tied for first place in the district with North Lamar at 2-0. First shot here by Welch is good.
Pleasant Grove has historically got a good program.
And the second shot also good. Welch has only missed 1 free throw tonight, and I can't count up right now how many he's made, but quite a few. 55-38. Carter Arrington dishes back outside for Maddox Cameron. He hits a 3-pointer. He's got about a dozen or so of his buddies over here to our left, and they just went wild.
Yep. He was prepared for that one. I don't mind that shot.
3-pointer for Bonham is missed. Long rebound chased down by the Warriors. And there's a 3-pointer for Russell Welch. He's had a big night for Bonham. That gives him 17 points in the game, 58-41 with 1:40 to go. And a lob here underneath by Cameron intended for Savage, but it's taken away by Bonham.
We don't have any alley-oopers, that's the thing, and then he gets back and makes a foul. That's going to be on Savage, I believe, yep.
Brylan Savage, the Wildcat senior, that's his first foul.
Yep.
Bonham long ago went into the bonus situation here in the fourth quarter.
6 minutes left in the quarter, in the ball game.
J.K. Wilson at the line. Shot on the way, missed. He now has 10 points in the game, averaging 12.3. Most of his point, he misses the second shot as well. But not having a particularly good shooting night.
No.
58-41, 17-point lead for Sulphur Springs. 1:24 to go. Wildcats in the front court. Great move down the baseline there by Brylan Savage, and he missed, but he got it back and laid it in.
He was going to slam that one and just got stretched out just a hair, but it came right back to him for an easy layup.
8 points in the game by Brylan Savage. Here's a long 3-pointer by Welch for Bonham off the mark. Rebound Sulphur Springs. Wildcats into the front court. This is Carter Arrington making a move to the basket, and he is fouled.
Number 14, Welch, that's his second. Team fourth.
Carter Arrington at the line.
Gets 2, yep.
He's averaging 11.5 per game, second on the team. 85% free throw shooter is the senior Carter Arrington. 3.8 rebounds per game.
Nice rotation.
Good. That gives him 9 points in the game here tonight. Shot on the way, and perfect. Yeah, great form there.
Yep.
62-41, 21-point lead for the Wildcats. They have led by as many as 24, under a minute to play. Welch, who's had a good night for Bonham.
Yes, he has. Dribble. Without him, this has been really a bad one.
They go to the far side, driving the baseline, and taken away by the Wildcats. On the run, this is Arrington. Arrington dishing for Savage. There's the lob and the slam by Brylan Savage.
There we go. We found our slam partner.
23-point lead at 64-41.
Great feed by Carter Arrington, too. You could see that one.
And Savage threw it down. A 3-pointer miss from outside by Bonham. They get the rebound underneath. Going up for the shot, and a foul against the Wildcats with 13 seconds to go.
Cameron, the way he slammed down on it, you're going to get that and called even if you get all ball. So 4 and 4. 4 gets free throws on the other side.
Shot on the way, hits the front of the rim.
He's 0 for 3.
Yep.
0 for 5. 0 for 5 in the ball game on free throws. What I've got.
Second shot there, he got one. 64-41. 64-42, right. They just put it on the board. 8 seconds to go. That will apparently do it.
Don't take that ball up.
Arrington driving as if he was going to make an uncontested layup, and it may be that Tyler Mitchum warned him off of that.
He did, because he was going.
64-42. The Warriors had basically quit playing defense there. 64-42 is the final. 22-point win for the Wildcats over the Bonham Purple Warriors. And so we will come back and wrap this up from Wildcat Gym, where Wildcats basketball continues after this on KSST. Wildcats win at 64-43 over the Bonham Purple Warriors tonight in a district game. Sulphur Springs will go to 2-1. Bonham now will go to 0-3. And we'll give you the scoring totals here for the Wildcats. Still trying to total them up here for Bonham. But leading scorer tonight, Corbin Argenbright, who had 13 points in the first half for the Wildcats. Only had 2 in the second half, but that gives him 15 for the night, averaging 8 points a game. So a big night for Corbin Argenbright. Luke Womack had 10. 8 in the second half. Carter Arrington had 10, 6 in the second half. Maddox Cameron had a big three-pointer that sent his fan club over here to our left into ecstasy. Mac Rollison had 8 points. Brylan Savage had a really good night.
I like Savage.
We saw a lot out of Savage.
He's going to play a big role in the remainder of this district battle.
Including a tomahawk jam there near the end on a beautiful lob from, was it Corbin Argenbright? No,
Argenbright.
Carter Arrington.
Carter had it down low and just kind of two-hand laid it up, and it was perfect. Yeah.
So beautiful play there near the end of the ball game. So give me a moment here. Let me total up. Russell Welch had 13, 14, 15, 16. Is that right? 6 through
17 is what I've got I think for Welch.
Yeah, 17. You're right. I thought that was not correct. Heath Brown, 6, 8, 9, 10. I have him with 10.
Who?
Heath Brown.
10.
Yeah, 10 points. DJ Stewart ended up with 11 points. He's their leading scorer and had very little going into the fourth quarter. Got a bucket and 3 free throws, ends up with 11 points. Tim Delos had a three-pointer in the first half, in the first quarter, as a matter of fact, and J.K. Wilson scored 1 point. So Bonham looked to be shorthanded here tonight.
Yeah, they've got a tough go in district. They're just going to have to try and have a learning year for the season, put up with it, and learn.
And the Wildcats, as we say, go to 3-1 with a game at Pleasant Grove on Tuesday night. Pleasant Grove right now tied with North Lamar at 2-0 for first place in the district. So that's a big game for the Wildcats. And we'll be watching that one closely. Lady Cats on the road tomorrow at Bonham. They play at 11 a.m. and not sure why that's an 11 o'clock Saturday morning start, but it is. That was announced on the Facebook page for the Sulphur Springs ISD this morning. And Bonham is 1-2 in girls play, so it'll be should be a game that the Lady Cats will be able to win, but you never know. So
got to play the game.
Lady Cats, a very tough game. It will not be as challenging as the Wildcats game at Pleasant Grove. Lady Cats have Pleasant Grove at home Tuesday night at 6:50. That is not a game that we are going to broadcast.
Okay.
But they have a very, very big game next Friday night at home against North Lamar, which is 4-0 in the district and defeated the Lady Cats in the first district game. So we're really looking forward to that game.
That means that'll start the second half, second round of district, and it gets real serious at that point.
That's right, and that will be a 6:15 p.m. start next Friday night, and we will have that broadcast for you on KSST. So the Wildcats win it tonight over the Bonham Purple Warriors, 64-43, in a game that Sulphur Springs might have been able to name the score.
They could,
Tony,
yep.
You know, as this thing went along, but they win it by impressive margin anyway at 64-42, 22-point win. And as we say, Corbin Argenbright with a big night, along with Carter Arrington, Luke Womack, and in particular, Brylan Savage showed us a lot tonight here.
And
right.
Perez didn't do a lot of scoring, but Perez set the tone in the first half with his defense. And
he did.
Interruption, so a real good shout-out to him, too.
And he got, I believe that may not have been his first start, but early on he was not a starter. So
I think that in what I've seen, that was his first start.
Right. So you're right. Made some great defensive contributions for Sulphur Springs in the first half. Wildcats basketball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. We say thanks, of course, to Matt Jensen, our video producer, and technical director. James Terry is our producer in the KSST studio. Tony Flippin, of course, always enjoy Tony's insights. And I'm John Mark Dempsey. And with a 64-42 win for the Wildcats at home tonight over Bonham, we say goodnight from Wildcat Jeff.